Oh, science guy. Random science guy who has a crush on Juliet is sitting up in one of the cafeterias looking outside, and I believe he's noticing the stars, and the W he noticed in the stars is Cassiopeia.
Sure is.
And I think we can get latitude information about this.
That's right.
Because we can see the circumpolar navigation of Cassiopeia.
Mm-hmm.
And that looks 30 degrees-ish, which
That's
means...
right. So I guess the first round we can say is that they're definitely in the northern hemisphere, because the southern hemisphere can't see the sun at all.
Exactly. And then Cassiopeia, I think that the distance from from Polaris to Cassiopeia, I think is like 15 degrees maybe.
I think that's right. So 15 degrees about this. If you look at the horizon, it's this high.
Mm-hmm.
Can we show it on the mouse here?
So we're talking about the angular. So this is Polaris.
So the Polaris is like the North Pole. That's where the axis in which the Earth spins around.
And then the degree difference between Polaris and Cassiopeia, which is this circumpolar circle here, is, I think it's about 15 degrees.
Sounds about right. Yeah.
Which means if he can see it at the lowest point near the horizon, that means we're northern hemisphere at greater than 15 degrees.
That's right.
And since the camera looks straight out and not up and not anything, I think he's looking straight out. So that means Polaris is visible, and so is Cassiopeia.
Mm-hmm.
So it's near the horizon, which means it can't be much more than 15 degrees.
And it's not dipping below the horizon.
Right.
So they can't be too far south either.
Mm-hmm. So that is northern hemisphere, let's say 15 to 40 degrees. That eliminates so somewhere like...
Can we pull up a picture of the Earth?
Of the what?
Of just the Earth.
Okay, let's Google Earth it.
I want like the whole globe.
I think you can do that. Let's try it. Maps.
Or even just a picture of the Earth.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. I got this. There's a layers and terrain. And I think if I zoom out. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Oh, very nice. Okay. So we're saying that they can't be too far south, otherwise they wouldn't see Cassiopeia, which is a very northern constellation. Mm-hmm. They can't be too far north, because otherwise they would be looking above them for Cassiopeia. So there's this belt around the Earth that they can be in any one of this range. So something like, I don't know, maybe Oregon down to Oklahoma. That's like this band that the silo must be existing in.
So if the silo is in the United States, the picture that he's drawing with Cassiopeia is consistent with the United States, but does not eliminate some parts of Europe and maybe North Africa.
So they could be anywhere along that latitude belt, anywhere around the world.
And I guess they are speaking English, so it could be England, but they don't really have English accents.
Right.
So I think we're looking at North America. I think that's a nice touch. It's consistent. Right?
Seems okay. If it wasn't consistent, we made it consistent.
Well, I mean, okay, so they speak English.
Yeah.
And we've decided we can narrow down where they are to this band that is consistent with the U.S. Mm-hmm. Is there any place else on this band in the Northern Hemisphere that speaks English? I don't think so.
Maybe England, but England's also pretty far north.
Pretty far north, right?
Yeah, I think they wouldn't be looking at the horizon. For them to see Cassiopeia, they would be looking much more up.
Right. That's right. Okay. So this guy is this guy going to cause problems for the silo? He's like doing random research. People are like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? But then he can start putting pieces together. Maybe figure out the Earth is a sphere. Maybe figure out Earth is rotating. Maybe figure out how the silo sits near the surface. All these different things. And he could blow up the worldview of the Pact.
Right.
Just because this guy has a crush on Juliet and is a science nerd.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Very cool. I like it.
All just from watching the screens.
That's right.
Incredible amount of information put together.
Yeah, absolutely. But if you don't know what you're looking at, it's going to take some time to be able to put the pieces together.
That's right. And it's not like he was like a sailor or whatever. Sailors do this stuff, or at least they used to do all this stuff.
Right. But I guess, it took a lot of time for sailors to figure out what it all meant.
Right.
and then they eventually there's this like training. This guy's doing it from scratch, so
That's right.
he's going for the win.
Going for the dub.